Yes, today we are going to talk about considerations in preparation for academic, formative, and summative assessment. That is getting ready for writing, assignment, tests, and or examination. Still, as a form of our culture, before we can start, let me remind you not to forget to subscribe to the channel and also give a thumbs up in case the video was of helpful or interesting to you, and then share with other colleagues to ensure that they also get assistance from other projects or similar or related projects to you. Again, should you have any comment or any question, you can put it on the comment slot so that we can discuss it. Let me first share the journey in our video today. It will cover the introduction, and then we'll cover also understanding studying against reading. So studying and reading are two different things, and I believe we should clarify that. Acquiring study skills is another item on the video today. How do you acquire study skills? And the other item, which is number 4, we will touch on the importance of studying and study skills. Then moving to item number 5, we'll talk to the understanding of the process of studying. Studying is a process, and then the item number 6 will talk to studying strategies, and then going to item number 7, we will talk about improving your study skills. How do you go about improving your skills for study? Organizing your studying process is it will be discussed in item number 8. And then number 9, we'll be talking about moving the right direction as somebody who is engaging in studies or somebody who is studying. And then number 10, we would like to make you understand how you should go about approaching the assessment questions. How do you go about answering the assessment questions, such as those from assignment, from your homework, and also examination? In my introduction, I would like to start by highlighting that writing of assignments, tests, or examination has never been a child's play or an easy thing for anyone. This needs time, it needs commitment, and also focus, as well as a vision, because vision will come in as a motivator for you to do more or to be serious about your studies. It also requires a thorough preparation and readiness before engaging in writing, so that one can have a good pass mark and ensure that you are able to be moved to the next level of your study at the end of the day with the good results. One may not just wake up in the morning, for instance, and decide to write. You need a thorough preparation so that you are also rest assured of the pass, or you'll be happy about the outcomes of your writing. You also need to develop confidence and skills as well as knowledge before writing, so that you will be confident about passing or providing the right answers for the question. Preparation will assist to avoid stress, pressure, and anxiety when you reach examination room, so that you can write with confidence and with free from any error. Understanding studying against reading. Studying and reading, as I said, they are two different things. Studying is beyond reading. When you read, you can just read and give your memory, your brain opportunity to decide what to keep and what not to keep. But with studying, the intention is to remember and memorize and understand what you are reading about or what you are studying. And you must also be able to make sense out of what you are reading so that tomorrow it can be applied when it comes to implementation or job activities. And studying should make you become initiative and innovative from what you are reading about the current background or current mode of operation. One may be able to come up with the new mode of modus operandi or mode of operation in future from the current state of affairs. Acquiring study skills. It will need ability to listen, to read, to understand, concentrate. You must be able also to memorize and remember and organize learning materials and manage time and stress when we can conclude that you have the skills for studying. So these are the qualities of a person who is having study skills. Importance of studying and study skills. It will increase confidence and competency, like I said in the previous slides. When you reach or approach the examination or the examination room, or when you are writing assignments, you will have confidence about your answers and confidence that you'll get good marks or you'll have a pass mark. It will also increase self-esteem. And more importantly, it will save your writing time. So you will be quick to complete your writing, whether during exam or even during assignment writing, because you will be confident about what you're supposed to provide as the answer. Understanding the process of studying. The process of studying include several things, including rereading or revising, reading more than once until final exam. So when you prepare for writing exam, you will need to revise several times. So the same applies to writing any other assessment, like test or even assignment, so that you can have a clear understanding and give practical examples in your answers, and also even providing appropriate literature to support or back what you are talking about. And when you are preparing, you may also need to read out loud and to increase confidence and use it as a form of rehearsal so that tomorrow you can remember about what you are reading. And you can also use the context clue to connect to what you are reading so that it can also help you to remember if you connect with other related situation or scenarios. And you must also look up unknown words. So you must make sure that each and every words throughout the process of studying, you understand them. You can use a dictionary, you can use any other source that can help to explain the concepts and the phrases that you are reading about, or the subject area or the subject matter under study. Ask questions about what you are reading about each time after reading, so that can also help to intensify the information into your mind. And think about what you read already and make a connection. You can connect to the real situation or example about the real life situation that is happening on your daily life, so that you are able to remember and associate and give practical example when you're writing. You must also strategize examination during your studying. Maybe one typical example can be to use the previous examination questions to test your understanding or your answering with those questions, and try to summarize what you are reading or what you are studying, so that it come the time of writing or answering the questions for assessment, you are able to present your answers in your own words rather than reproducing information from the source or from the internet. And also, especially when it comes to studying using the textbook or big sources like prescribed books, try to highlight key points that can remind you of the information that you need to recall or think about. And you need to maybe take notes. You can have a scribbler where you summarize everything that you are reading or studying, so that come the period of assessment, sometimes you may only need to revise the notes that you drafted during the studying, rather than going through the whole thing. Understand caption and figures, and make glossary and key terms and mind mapping or brainstorming about what you are reading. You must identify the central issue and other issues connected to the main issue under study. Studying strategies. What do we do when we strategize in our studies? You must identify reminders. Like I said in the previous slides, you can identify the key concepts, key issues, try to brainstorm what you are reading about. And you must structure the content of your study matter, so that you can be able to know what is central issue, what is connected to them, other issues connected to them, and try to be reproductive by analyzing what you are talking about and connect them to the real world situation out there. Again, improving your study skills. What do you do about improving your study skills? You need to first improve your behavior. So there are certain behaviors which may work against your studying skills. And do not study more than enough time. Take break. Don't overwork, because that can become as a burden to your mind, to even forget everything rather than memorizing certain amount of information. Separate related studies. Sometimes you may be focused on more than one subject, and you must try and avoid confusing the two subjects. Ensure that you are not tired. So you must work as your body allows. When you feel tired, you need to take a rest and then come back when you are recovered and proceed with the studies. Prepare for your class and study group. Don't just go into a group and say you'll see what the lecturer or the teacher will be talking about. You need to prepare and work ahead of your lecturer or your teacher, so that in class you are able to participate and clarify issues under discussion or issue that the teacher or the lecturer is treating. Take notes using best methods. Different students or different people prefer using different methods. Some of the students may prefer to underline in the textbook the key points which is being discussed or treated in class. Some of the students may prefer to take notes based on the lecturer or the teacher's word of mouth. Organizing your study. What do you do when you organize your study? Try first and draw the study plan. When are you planning to study? How much scope are you planning to cover in your study? Create suitable environment. Take regular break. So you cannot study at every environment or any environment when you want to study. For instance, you can prefer to create a suitable environment in the library or you have a study room at home. Follow your study plan and take regular break as you are on the process of studying. Avoid distraction such as social media and many other things that can distract you. Drink more water and eat well so that you can be energetic in discharging your study responsibility. You can, more importantly, also reward yourself. You can maybe take yourself out to the restaurant or any other way of a reward according to your plans. And studying needs you to sleep enough so that you do not stress or you don't feel pressure when you do it. Studying must be enjoyable. It must not something which make you feel like a punishment. Like that's why you do not have to cross night. You must read regularly for a certain period of time that your body can allow. Move in the right direction. How do you move the right direction in your study journey? Avoid negativities and be focused. Sometimes peer pressure is a problem among students. You must, by all means, try to avoid those people or students with negative influence or negative comments about your way of studying or planning of studying. And just focus on what you want to achieve. Set your goals. Tell yourself when do you want to achieve certain part of your study. Per scope, it may be per scope, such as chapters or per the whole study scope. You must know what you want to achieve with studies. You must know the benefit. You must know where you want to be tomorrow at the end of the day after achieving your studies. And that would be a push or a pull factor to the end or to the destination where you want to be. Approaching assessment questions. What do you then do when you approach the assessment questions during the test, during the exam, or during the assignment? These are some of the things that you need to consider when you approach your assessment questions. First thing first, make sure you understand the question. Does the question require you to explain? Does it require you to describe or discuss, or does it require you to list? So you must understand the task required by the question. Don't just rush into writing because you identify one phrase from the things that you have read in the past. Read the question more than once before writing so that you can have a clear understanding before you can go into writing or answering it. If there is a rubric, go through it to understand what will be marked and how marks will be allocated, because rubric will show you what is required in the answer and how much marks will be allocated to each of the elements. Try to include all the elements required per rubric or in the rubric so that you can get as much marks as possible. Avoid dumping information that does not answer the question in your answer, because that will not help. It will only increase the number of text or number of pages covered with your answer. And again, try to measure the amount of your answer to the amount of marks allocated to the question. That will help to the marker so that they can give sufficient marks if you provided sufficient information. Sometimes you may find that you provided the right answer, but the details are very few, and for example, find that the question is 50 marks and you just provided one paragraph or a quarter a page, which may not even give you more than 10 marks, for instance. Proofread your work after writing and make sure you are satisfied before satisfying the next reader or the marker. So this will allow you or help you to rectify any typical errors that might be committed in your answers. If time allows you, you may start by writing a rough work and rewrite the final work for submission after rectifying some errors and adding any omitted information. Thank you for watching, and more importantly, do not forget to subscribe, to like the channel, to share the video so that it can extensively assist as many people as possible, and give a thumbs up in case the video was of great interest to you and or helpful to you and your project. Thank you.